Thanks for joining us today, and I appreciate our new production manager, Brandon Baddock. Welcome to today's show. I am John Fossum, aka Carcass John. Please call me Carcass. That's that way I know you like me. And this is my illustrious lawyer and one of my best friends, Brett Stalcup.
Good
And
morning.
how are you doing today, Brett?
I'm good. I'm good, Carcass. It's good
Man,
to hear your
it's
voice.
it's awesome that we have this opportunity. I want you to know that Brett, being as that the law is kind of fluid, it always helps to have a good friend in your corner. And Brett is one of the local and national leaders in the law community. And so, plus, we also have a new feature. We have an email available. It's lessonswithmylawyer@gmail.com. We encourage you to send us a short question or a video that's a minute or less, and we'd be happy to answer your question during the podcast. So this is we're going to start off with what's on your mind. So we had a listener question, and and we know that there's this new recent controversy over the term due process. So
Good.
as a lawyer, there's two questions here. As a lawyer, what is the legal definition of due process? And as a follow-up, do you lose any rights if you've been accused of committing a crime?
No, you don't. I, I want to be sort of serious about this because due process is a Fifth Amendment right to due process, where if you've been charged with something, you get to go through the formal uh, process of pleading not guilty and having the state or the government prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. But due process is even for teachers, right? This day and time, teachers get a bad slam. Uh, if a teacher is accused of being overly aggressive with a student, then they get written up or punished. They're entitled to due process too. So due process goes not only on the criminal end, but it goes on the civil end as well. Uh, Due process, the perfect example of this day and time of the lack of due process, which is flagrantly out of bounds. Dude, Carcass, you know I'm Republican, you know, but I'm not on the far right, dude.
Well, I know you're conservative.
I'm
I,
conservative.
I'm not sure anybody is Republican or Democrat anymore because it's become so convoluted.
Absolutely. All my friends are in the middle. We can all call ourselves moderates, the new moderate party, right? So when you have these boats going across the Caribbean, and you, it's not funny, really.
It's not funny.
You have a drone blow them out of the water. That's lack of due process, man. You know what I mean?
So is there ever a case where there is no due process? Like you just
Well, you got to
like
look at
say,
that case. You got to look at that case
okay,
because the court says the only time you cannot have due process uh, and you can legitimately kill someone like that is if we're in war, it's an armed conflict, or self defense. So here's this boat going across the water and it's got a boat full of dope, right? Whatever the dope is, we got
and it's
somebody
got somebody driving it.
somebody driving this boat. They're fixing to get blown out of the water, or they get blown out of the water. Is there armed conflict of war? We're calling it narco. We're getting away with it by categorizing it as narco terrorist. Dude, that's not right. Come on. This is 2026. You're calling it narco terrorist. And how about the two guys that were survivors of the blow up? They sent a second drone and blew them up. It's like Those guys were really entitled to due process. As a matter of fact, everybody on that boat was entitled to due process. You know why?
Why?
Because they could have been arrested and detained by the Coast Guard before they were blown up.
So is that a better alternative to blowing up boats with drones? Is
Oh,
detain and
we're way out of bounds here. And okay. All right. Carcass, take this. The cartel, I just had dinner with my federal judge friend, my mentor, last Friday. The cartel is very smart. They're criminals, but they're very smart. Look at Andy Garcia on Landman, right? He's a very smart guy.
right?
Anyways, they stay in Cabo San Lucas. The cartel is there. The leaders of the cartel are in Cabo San Lucas. Okay. They're very smart people. So their drug boats are getting blown out of the water, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to go to Antonio's house, knock on his door. Oh, sorry. And they're going to say, I got to find you again. They're going to say, knock, knock, knock. Hey, Antonio, you got the most beautiful wife in the world, and I know you love her. Who are you? Oh, you got the most beautiful wife. As a matter of fact, your 5 children, I know you love every one of them. You work so hard every day to take care of them and feed them, right? That's right. Well, Antonio, we're going to kill them unless you drive this boat across the Caribbean that has our drugs in it. You don't have a choice, Antonio. Oh, you do have a choice whether your family lives or whether your family dies, but you're going to drive the boat. Antonio takes the boat. He's driving across the Caribbean. He gets blown up. Don't you think that's mitigating circumstances?
And now you have a family with no father.
And now you have a family with no father. Don't you think he was entitled to due process to present his side of the story to say, hey, what I did was wrong and maybe I should have called somebody, but they threatened to kill my family. I'm sorry. I've never done drugs in my life. I've never had a drink in my life. I finished college and I'm a hardworking man.
That's a tough one. That's a different angle. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're here to discuss. We're talking about a different angle and a way of looking at things because I don't like to use the word fluid, but even the law is a little bit fluid. Um, so that getting so let's get a little more political. Um, are there laws, in your opinion, as a lawyer, are there laws that can be deemed outdated or unnecessary? And what is the process to change, adjust, or eliminate the statute? Uh,
Some of the laws that are outdated are we laugh at this possession of marijuana. When I prosecuted those cases back in 1984 and 85, man, we were giving guys 10 years in the pen for a pound of marijuana. I mean, now look at it. It's just like you want to give them a ticket.
well,
Something,
and they've put cartels in business in some states like Colorado and Washington and California.
well, and if you look at the business that they've done, they've created a homeless issue in Colorado and Montana that is extraordinary because of legalizing marijuana. It's
Nobody can pass a drug test.
well, they smoke dope till they in the morning, they smoke dope at night, and they're just not workable, right?
Right.
Uh, it's like, okay, here's another. You want another issue that's today's issue that's like
Okay. Let's talk about it.
is gambling. What
Uh,
has happened to our world where we have DraftKings and and the house wins 80% of the time. That means a lot of people are going to lose a lot of their money. They get gambling is as addictive as drugs, is as addictive as alcohol, is as addictive as pornography. If you don't believe that, go to Shreveport, Louisiana, and walk into the horse track and watch people that have just got their food stamps cashed so they can have one more ticket on a race.
Yeah.
And now we're promoting it. Now we're advertising it.
Yeah. Every sports channel has are sponsored by some gambling facility.
Uh, Insane.
Well,
Insane.
let's have a story time from Brett. Let's talk about let's I know you've done a lot of work with recovery,
A
whether it's
lot of work.
alcohol, drugs, pornography, what have you. So as a lawyer, what have been some of the most difficult cases that involved alcohol abuse, drugs, or drug trafficking?
Oh, wow.
Have you had
Well,
any of those?
yeah. Uh, Back in the day, the hard ones were uh, marijuana came through Pecos County, and they had a judge there that was insane. Uh, but what happened was when the commercial real estate market got bad, the brokers all drove the RVs full of dope for the dealers from across the border to Dallas. And those guys really got hit because they ended up getting federal cases because they crossed the border. And they ended up in federal court in Pecos County. They got popped. That was really unfair, the justice that they got. Um, I've really been, I can toot my own horn, very successful in the recovery arena, especially in the uh, intoxicated manslaughter cases where people kill people and they've been drinking. I really done good to turn people around to say, I've made the worst thing that's happened to me into the best thing. That's the test in recovery, where you say, you turned the worst thing that's ever happened to you to the best thing that's ever happened to you. And
And that would be one of the worst. I mean, if you take
yeah,
a life and because you're inebriated and not cognizant of your surroundings, that's awfully
yeah.
hard to live with.
And the second part of that is you have to get people in the court system to sign on to it, to say, hey, what can I do to help your client? That's when
so,
you know you're headed the right way.
so what kind of an offer can you make to somebody? Say they're a first timer or a repeat offender. Is there any leeway that you can give them? Like you say, okay, if you commit to a program and
Oh,
you
I did it
check all
today.
the boxes,
I did it today. I did it
okay,
today with a guy that is very successful restaurateur. That's a hard business. He was drinking every night. He got a DWI, and nowadays you got to have a guarded interlock on your car before to start. Well, he kept blowing in the morning, uh, and the car wouldn't start. When it doesn't, it goes right to his pretrial officer. So I bring him in. I say, dude, I told you I'm a recovery dude, and I know I'm telling you, most lawyers, 99% of them, don't care, and they're going to wait till you end up in court and beg somebody to give you another chance. I don't work that way. We're going to get ahead of it. So we got him to sign up to intensive outpatient life management 360. Great program. My receptionist is worked for a treatment center for 20 years. She knows everybody. She can place anybody. And so no matter what, and whether it's mental or an addiction and pornography or alcohol or drugs, we know the right places and the right doctors and we place them.
hmm. Well, it's been very informative. And once
Well,
again, we encourage our listeners.
let me tell you the
Go ahead.
God story on this, Carcass.
All right.
The guy said, okay, I'll do it. I said, great. So we put him in the conference room, got him signed up. We didn't let him leave. I had one of my lawyers call the court to let the court coordinator know, hey, I don't want to be walking into a fire here. We had three negative blows, and so we're getting ahead of this. And she called the court. The judge answered the phone. Hey, Wendy, how's Brett? Oh, he's great. What's going on? Well, we got this guy. We got a letter from the pretrial officer to come to court. So we got ahead of it. We just want you to know that beforehand and seeing if we could just wait to the court date to let the. Yeah, I'm already happy. Tell Brett I said hello. He always does good work. And I'll do you guys a solid. Thank you. That's the way recovery works. It's divine intervention on a pathway of recovery. Works every time. Best story. Now that
That
you get
story.
good. Best story. Yeah. I represented this lady who was stealing from Bank of America from the hot check till. And she had, I think it was 6 kids at home that she was taking care of by herself. She was a good lady. I put her through recovery. I put her through my own seminar that I had, Discovery. And she was so awesome. So, in a federal case, for you to go home, you can only have 0 through 6 points. Anything over, you're going to the pen. So that's the reason you get a federal case, 99% of the chance you're going to the pen. So the judge has permission to go off the guidelines. He has discretion to go off the guidelines. I'm putting this lady up there. I mean, I had the whole courtroom crying. Just, oh my, oh, that was terrible. You know, she was taking the money to feed her kids and she paid it back. And I saw the judge look at me and I looked at him and I saw God take over that hearing immediately. He said, I got to take a break. He went back there in his chambers and came back out. God was working on him, man. I didn't have to say a word. I just watched it. He came back out and put that lady on probation.
Hmm.
That was an amazing day of court, you know. And the judge wrote me a letter thanking me and told me I did an awesome job representing her. And those kind of deals make you feel really good.
So, in closing, it sounds to me like the process works. I know that it may be a popular thought to not like the system, not like lawyers, not like judges, but I in my experience, I've seen it actually work. And just being around you, I know that it does. But there are always questions. And once again, I'll ask our listening audience if they have a question, feel free to email us at lessonswithmylawyer@gmail.com. Email us a short question or give us a short 1 minute video that explains your situation, and we'll be happy to answer it. And here's your free advice right here in the few minutes that we get to spend with you. And we appreciate the opportunity to be here with you, and we hope to you tell your friends and family, and maybe even some of your enemies, because they might need legal services too.